Well, we can't go into Super Bowl weekend without talking about the Thursday night fight that DAZN's putting on, and I think
some real high class technical stuff that's going to be taking place.
Oh yeah, we didn't get enough of the Paul brothers with Logan versus KSI, so Eddie Hearn had to sign Jake Paul and one of KSI's friends, Anson Gibb. They call him Gibb, Big Gibb, Biggib. He fought a couple of times on the KSI cards. I think he's 2-0 as an amateur boxer, and they're just complete slop fest. All his other fights, just like Jake's, fight.
Absolute slobber knockers.
Yeah, it's ugly, but so the interesting about this matchup, in my opinion, is it's on Thursday night. Before the Super Bowl, they wanted to do it in Miami, so I guess they're going to be down there for the festivities and want to work with the crowd that's already going down there. Jake Paul has been working with like Sugar Shane Mosley, and like he's been working with like world class boxers and coaches and stuff like this for this fight. But what he doesn't understand is if you're sparring professional boxers that are classed and that box a certain way, and then you go and fight somebody who's just willing to throw haymakers and make it a street fight, all of that work that you did with polished boxers goes out the window because
you have to engage in a fist fight, in a good old fashioned slobber knocker.
Right. Because they don't throw punches in the orthodox ways. They don't throw them how they're supposed to. They don't, if you're throwing your jab in somebody's face, a real polished boxer would not walk in on that.
No.
But sometimes the people who don't know, the novice boxers, they just march right in, and you might get caught flat-footed thinking like, oh, there's no way because I'm
keeping them at distance with my jab, and then all of a sudden they just run in like a banshee.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know that all too well. In your boxing match, you fought a guy that was really strong, J.C. Sanders, and willing to just throw down, and a lot of your sparring partners leading up to that were
champions,
very high-end boxers,
undefeated fighters, and
I mean, obviously you got the knockout in the second round, but you had to do some calibrations and calculations in the first round to figure out, okay, how the hell am I going to beat this guy that's running at me like a banshee? And it's a different strategy, and it can fluster you. So I hope in Jake's training schedule they've accounted for the fact that this guy is not coming at him like a conventional boxer.
Right. And Jake, from what people are saying, looks sharp and sharper than Logan, and he looks like he's doing some things right as opposed to like what Logan was doing in his fight camp. I don't know.
I thought that way back when they were fighting. What was it, a year ago? The first time when they were on the card together, I thought that Jake Paul showed more promise as a boxer than Logan did.
Yeah. He doesn't have the physical, attributes that Logan has, but he has. He's a little bit more athletic as far as like a stand-up striking art goes.
Who wins this fight? Who do you think?
So to be completely honest, I'm not over the YouTube boxing thing. If any of those guys wanted to box me, I'd be more than happy to do it. And if, I think it's fun. I think it gets people into boxing that weren't into boxing, and they get to see some, real champions on the undercard, which is hilarious. But
clear way for the main event.
Yeah, clear way for Anson Gibb and Jake Paul. But Jake Paul legitimately thinks that with a win here, he's going to be ready he wants to fight KSI after this. He's kind of looking over this kid, and then he thinks he's like a real world-class boxer. Like he talks about himself pretty highly, and I think people are blowing a lot of smoke up his ass, and I think those types of guys are so rare in the entertainment space. Like the Paul brothers, they're hard workers. Not a lot of people can, gather 20 million Instagram and YouTube subscribers and followers. It's so much more rare than being a professional boxer. And I just don't want to see a YouTuber go try to throw his hat in the mix for boxing.
Well, you know how long it takes and how many sparring sessions you have to get and engage yourself in, and training and technical work and all that it takes to become a high world-class level boxer.
Yeah.
You can't beat a YouTuber are 2 YouTubers or 10 YouTubers and think that you're ready to take on a person whose primary source of income is professional fighting.
And all they've done since they were 10 years old is
It's
spar.
it's just two different things. It's no different than somebody who likes to take Instagram pictures with cool filters and they think that they're going to earn the type of money and get the type of acclaim that the Paul brothers get because they do a little bit of, video editing here and there to make a cool Instagram clip.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
It
takes lifelong dedication.
Jake needs to look at the work that he's done as a YouTuber and realize that amount of work that he's been doing has to be done in boxing for him to be successful. And, he's fighting tiny guys that are YouTubers that don't have any fighting experience. As soon as he gets in the ring with somebody that does have experience, and I'm not talking about sparring, that does have experience, that does weigh the same as him, is same size as him and stuff like that, which, he'd be in around the same weight categories as a Canelo Alvarez. And anybody in that size weight class has crazy one-punch knockout power. And if you come a little bit, wobbly any mistake and you're going to fucking sleep. And it's not worth it. He might be making $3-5 million or something like that to fight this YouTuber, but it's not worth it for the 10 million plus you could make a year YouTubing and doing those types of things, being an entertainer. Like, I get it. He wants to prove that, he can do things like this that are very hard mentally and physically, but he needs to tone it down and realize this is just literally entertainment for people. People don't actually look at him as a contender at 170 in boxing.
Yeah, not at all. But it's going to be fun though, and I think it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch. Yeah. But we watch it with a grain of salt because we know that this is just an absolute mess, and I think it kind of
it's like my whole saying that I've said for years, especially having trained and been around martial arts for years now. The only thing more fun than watching 2 skilled fighters fight is watching 2 unskilled fighters fight.
Absolutely.
A good old street brawl with people that don't know what the hell they're doing is hysterical.
Yep.
And how they gas and they swing for the fences and every punch is a knockout punch, no setup, caution to the wind. I'm coming at you, you're coming at me, and it's hilarious. Yep. It's good entertainment. And that's what fighting is, and at its core is it is martial arts and it is show of high athletic ability, but it's also entertainment, and they're going to entertain. Yeah,
I'm excited to see it. If I have to give a prediction, I think Jake will probably win a decision, and it'll probably be a unanimous decision, but I don't see either of these guys knocking the other one out.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be an ugly fight.
Okay, cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Shout out to Eddie Hearn.